Tuesday. From Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in uptown Charlotte. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Chicago Bears and the Carolina Panthers. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And it is Teddy Bridgewater leading the way in his 7th season out of Louisville.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the...
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
It's a gain of 8, and it brings up third down.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Going deep here for Allen. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Block working out of the gun. Out to his left. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
He goes right back to Metcalf, this time complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. From midfield, here's Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
We saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Locke. No escape from Locke, and he'll go down.
By Josh Uche.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. That's a heck of a way to convert on 3rd and long, and he showed a lot of trust in his receiver.
And that trust was justified because he went up and got the football and converted on a down. You shouldn't. 3rd and long like that, that's supposed to be an incompletion at the least.
Melvin Gordon,
the numbers a week ago for Melvin Gordon. 8 carries, 134 yards, and the score, too.
And they've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap to Locke. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball, and they won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Alex Erickson on the return. The Bears take over 1st and 10. At their own 24.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And the last drive, their 1st drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater. Being chased out left. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no return for Erickson. Out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing. And for some teams, it's a change in tempo. Usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
And that's caught at the 25. Complete. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 51 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And he's got some space here. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have cut it to within a score.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
14. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10. At their own.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with it? And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A big play there for Carolina. 72 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Hakeem Butler, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead.
For the extra point.
So the big play to kick off the drive set them up 1st and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they're able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
John Franklin.
The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 14 carries, 98 yards, and a score.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
First down, Bears.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. A pretty wild first quarter, 21-7 our score.
Bears 7.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
3rd down.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. Give them the 5 yards, but still, while it's close, not enough for a first.
So in a sense, they dodged a bullet. They'll probably still get the ball back.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10. At their own.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. 2nd straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Locke. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
At their own 40.
Getting set to go here, Teddy Bridgewater and company marches back onto the field. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10. at their own 23.
Here now a look at Melvin Gordon. Now, the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the second quarter.
And a lot of that is pride, because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
He probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the second time. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Bears take over.
First down.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 now. Bridgewater looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. This pass into the arms of Snead. Willie Snead all alone. And he'll be taken down inside Carolina's 15. A big play there on the catch and run. 51 yards.
Bears first down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. A good rally. To the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. From the gun, Bridgewater. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Darren Lee, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
So we'll recount real quick. He had the touchdown early. And now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
flush to his right. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And Zuerlein's kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
Bears 10.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Panthers take over 1st and 10. At their own 26.
Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going. But we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. So from the 36, and now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half.
Bears 10.
So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the 3rd quarter of action. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
1st and 10. At their own.
So here are the Panthers set to take over. They've got the lead right now, and last week they were able to defeat the Atlanta Falcons here as they try to make it 2 victories in a row. Steps away to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete.
To the sideline.
Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Fakes the give to Gordon. Now here's Locke to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Byron Murphy, the first pick of the 2nd round there defensively.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Credit the tackle to John Franklin Myers. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Bridgewater. And it's incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
23 yards.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
2nd and 4 at the 40.
Bridgewater to throw it. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. And you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See who can drive the bus here again on this drive. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
That's pulled in at the 32. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A 1st down throw for Bridgewater. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Bridgewater now. Complete. The tight end Kelce. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Travis Kelce.
This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
9-yard line.
Again, McCaffrey. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
3rd and goal for Bridgewater. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Makes the score Panthers 21, Bears 13.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Jalen Rager on the return. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. This is Gordon as they go to him again. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Josh.
You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. This is McCaffrey. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 15-yard line.
Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
Here's Bridgewater. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it, and the Panthers will get the football back. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? And we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
7-yard line.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the gun, Locke. He's going to fire this thing deep right. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain of 37. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive. And these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got it? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Panthers,
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
1st and 10. At their own 28.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
The Bears, 1st down.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on 1st. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. Not much there, only a yard. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Brought in left side by Snead. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Bears on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. Bridgewater again. Open man, it's Allen. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 38-yard line. 14 yards into Chicago first down. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll throw again. Bridgewater. Slant pass to Boyd. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
First down, Bears.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
1st and goal, Chicago.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And it's caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears cut into that lead. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
And this carries into the end zone. And Rager will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
They'll actually throw it with Locke. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's caught at the 25. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. To throw is Locke. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They got half of what he needed there. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
Number 87.
Travis Kelce. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And now the Bears are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game.
The Bears will line up.
All-pro tight end Travis Kelce had 97 catches last year in the regular season on his way to a Super Bowl title with Kansas City. And while he's a weapon anywhere on the field, as you get closer to the end zone, you really have to look out. Witness what he did in the playoffs. 3 touchdown catches against Houston in the divisional round, and a big one in the Super Bowl against San Francisco, which keyed Kansas City's comeback.
So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. This one caught by Davis. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Davis, he'll try to run for it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Lock to throw. And quickly finding Rager. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards.
I'll go rhetorical on you here. Could that pass have been delivered any better to the receiver downfield?
Not at all. And when he catches that, he didn't even have to break stride. Full speed. That's why he got all that yardage after the catch.
Timing, timing, timing.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. And this is going to be caught. He got it. It's a touchdown. And forget overtime. Barring a miracle, they're going to win this thing in regulation.
And that score in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears. They get it done. How about that score?
Finishes like this is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
On the return, it's Alex Erickson. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the deep.
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the rookie from Cal, Ashton Davis. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Carolina, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the